I will start this tutorial by showing you a miniature paper illustration on how you can create this outfit, but we all know it's a design you can cut directly on fabric. You're welcome to Kemafrik. My name is Kemafrik. Let's get on to work. Here is the paper I'll be using. We'll start by measuring the width and the depth of the back neckline and creating the back neckline curve. Then you go ahead and take the measurement from the center of your neck to your wrist, depending on how long you want this to be. Then go ahead to drop by 1 inch and connect it to the tip of the neckline right there. Then this is the measurement for the wrist if you want it to get to the wrist. Otherwise, you can make a short version like we eventually made in this video. Then go ahead to measure the width of the wrist, that's the wrist circumference, with some ease. Then that will act as the sleeve opening for you. Then you go ahead and curve it out into the rest of the bodies this way. This outfit is very easy to make, so there is really no need for so much ceremony. Then go ahead and connect your sleeve opening like that, then cut it out like this. You're almost done. Note that this is for the back, right, but this will also serve as a template for the front, so you can cut 2 pieces of this even before adjusting. Now you can decide to slant the rest of the piece like this, or you just leave it as straight as it has been. Then also cut out the neckline. Now we are going to repeat this same thing for the front. The only difference is that for the front, the neckline will be a little lower, like 2 inches lower than what you cut for the back right there. So now we have our front piece, right? So on the front piece, go ahead and take the measurement of the half length so that you can mark out the waistline. On the waistline, mark out the waist circumference divided by 4 and then remove about 2 inches from that measurement and mark it out. This is where we are going to put our belt at the end of the day. You transfer that same markings to the other side, and on one side where you are going to have your drape, go ahead and take that same measurement all the way down, rule out a straight line like this. This is where we are going to be placing our drawstring, which will help us achieve this ruched look. Now here is the fabric I'll be using for this piece, and I have it on fold. I folded the front and I folded the back so that I can do my markings together. Like I did on paper, I marked out a little margin, just about 1 inch, so I could cut out the selvage and still have my sewing allowance. For the back neckline, I took a depth of 1 inch and width of 4 inches. Then I went ahead to create my back neckline curve. Next, I took the measurement from the center back to the wrist as measured on the body. I can't remember the value now. Now we are making a very bogus one that gets to the wrist. I ended up shortening this version to the one you have on the thumbnail. So just follow me. That way you'll be able to make either one of them, right? So having taken that measurement, I dropped it by 2 inches, okay? And along the position of the wrist, I took the wrist circumference with some ease, about 3 inches ease, and I divided it into 2. So I took out that marking on my fabric, and that will represent the width of the arm opening for this dress. Then I ruled it out from my slanted line right there. Just as I did on paper, I'm creating a slight curve here. I went inward by 2 inches just to help me curve out the junction between the sleeve opening and the rest of the fabric, like so. Sorry that this is not very visible on fabric. That was why I did that miniature paper illustration, so that you can follow. Having done that, I went ahead to cut out the dress. Now I have 2 pieces of this, one for the front and one for the back, right? So I removed the one for the back and I was left with the one for the front, because that's the next piece we'll be working on. Now on the front bodies, I went ahead to measure the front half length, that's the shoulder to the waist measurement, and I marked it out on fabric. Then I went ahead to rule it out. That is because I will need this measurement for my belt placement. This will also help me know where to start sewing the channel for the drawstring we'll be attaching at the end of the day. So here is the waistline. On the waistline, I took the waist circumference divided by 4. Then I subtracted 2 inches from that measurement. This gives the waistline a slimmer illusion. So I went ahead to mark the same measurement on the other side of the fabric, and I transferred the line as well. From the center front, we are going to be marking the position of the drawstring we'll be attaching. I made use of the same measurement I marked out for the belt. Although having sewn this, I would recommend that you use the dart, that's your butt span divided by 2, maybe plus 1 inch thereabout, to help you position the roach closer to the center front. Okay, but this was what I did. I eventually readjusted this. Okay, so I went ahead to draw the straight line that will guide me in attaching my drawstring. Note that I'm doing all of this on the wrong side of the fabric. Now, because this is the front, I went ahead to readjust the neckline for the front. I went about 1 inch. For this outfit, I went for a wide neckline, but not too deep, because I knew I won't be attaching a button and I still want it to be able to pass through my head, right? So that's why we have 4 inches wide neckline. So I went ahead to notch the center front like so. Here is the drawstring I will be attaching to the front piece, and I have this fabric here just about 2 inches wide and long enough to go from the waistline to the hem of the outfit. So I pinned it on the vertical line we marked from the waistline to the hem, and I'll go ahead to top stitch on it, 1/2 inch on each side, leaving us with 1 inch wide space between the two seams, right? So after stitching the two sides, I'll go ahead to also stitch the center of the fabric, of this piece of fabric I'm attaching, so I can have 2 channels for my drawstring. Now towards the hem, I didn't sew the drawstring. I left the hemming allowance opened because I need to do the hemming before attaching the drawstring. Like I mentioned earlier on, we'll be attaching a belt inside this boo-boo. So I decided to go for a wide belt because it will help snatch the waist further. But then I went for a one-piece belt, so I won't be attaching my belt separately. We are just going to have one piece, and it's going to serve as a means to snatch the waistline. The width of fabric I used was 10 inches, while the length was just enough to go around my waistline and have some excesses. I folded it into 2 and sealed the side, so we have 5 inches wide waistband right here. So I turned it inside out and placed the seam along the center. Next, I completely opened up the front piece right here, and remember that marking we had, right? So I'm going to place I notched the center. I didn't notch anyway, but I folded the piece of belt into 2 and positioned the center at the center of the boo-boo, and I pinned it down. Then I went ahead to place my belt on the part I marked at the side. Remember the part where we started the positioning our drawstring, right? So I pinned that side down, and I'm going to be sewing my belt down on that side, and then on the other side as well I'll be sewing down the belt. So what it means is that we have seams on the sides, but my belt runs through the center of the front piece like this. So the reason I'm doing this is to help snatch the waistline further. I didn't want to attach the regular belt at the side like we see in most boo-boo. So in case you are looking for a more snatched look on your boo-boos, this might just be the best way to go about it. When I was done pinning, I went ahead to stitch down on both sides of the band, and this is what we have right here. Next, I went ahead to place the back piece over the front piece, and then we sew from the tip of the neckline all the way down towards the wrist on both sides of the boo-boo. To finish up the neckline, I have my 2 inches wide piece of fabric here that I'll be using to pipe. This should be cut on bias because it will help it lay flat and your neckline will look neater than if you cut it on a vertical or horizontal grain line. Here is the finished look of the neckline right here. Next, I'll be going ahead to stitch the sides from the arm opening to the hem on both sides. At this point, I decided to modify this piece to make the sleeve shorter. So I shortened the measurement from the center back. Instead of the wrist, I made use of the elbow. So I took my markings right there. And that also reduced the entire width of the outfit. The arm opening I used here was 9 inches thereabout. Because of this adjustment, I ended up with 20 inches along the rest of the bodies. I also shortened the length and I just made it a little lower than the nail point because I intended to use it as a top, not as a dress. So I had 48 inches right there. So depending on what you want, you can make it a long, very long and bogus type, or you can go for something like this, but this was what I preferred to work with. So I went ahead to finish up the ruching towards the hem. I stitched down my fabric because I had closed up the hemline of the outfit at this point. So I finished up this part of the dress by sewing down the 2 sides of our ruch. Now this is what we have at the end of the day. I pulled up my drawstring this way and that gave this side a draped look that marks the signature of this particular design. Now here is the final look of the outfit. I hope you have learned a thing or two from here. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and drop a comment in the comment section. My name is Kemafrik. This is Kemafrik. See you in the next video. Bye.